Californians could get payments for inflation relief after officials sign an agreement on the new state budget. But critics say the governor should suspend the gas tax increase instead.
Governor Gavin Newsom, Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins, and Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon agreed on a $17 billion inflation relief package on Sunday. 23 million working Californians will receive tax refunds, with payments of up to $1,000. The package also includes a suspension of the state sales tax on diesel and additional funds to help people pay rent and utility bills. According to the joint statement, California's budget addresses the state's most pressing needs and prioritizes getting dollars back into the pockets of millions of Californians who are grappling with the global inflation and rising prices of everything from gas to groceries. But critics like Republican Congressman David Valadao say Californians are paying the highest gas prices in the country, but Newsom and state Democrats are letting the gas tax increase on Friday. Gas tax is scheduled to increase by 3 cents on July 1st. In a letter to the governor on Monday, a group of GOP lawmakers renewed a request to suspend the California gas tax. They wrote, "A full repeal of the state gas tax in March could have saved Californians $17 million per day and $1.5 billion to date. But instead, they were forced to pay an additional 51 cents per gallon as a result of California's gasoline tax, the highest in the nation." They requested a full gas tax repeal in March, when people were paying $4.80 per gallon. Now, according to AAA, state gas prices averaged to $6.31 per gallon.
A bill that will further cement gender-affirming care in California has passed the Assembly Health Committee. This is despite widespread concern, especially about its application to children.
Senator Scott Wiener's Senate Bill 923 would force all health insurers to make staff complete evidence-based cultural competency training. The goal is to provide trans-inclusive health care to people who identify as transgender, gender diverse, or intersex. Staff members accused of failing to provide trans-inclusive health care would be forced to take a refresher course. Senator Scott Wiener defended the bill at a hearing on June 21st. He claims that there have been atrocious and vile attacks towards the trans community.
And the signal that it sends to that community and to kids in particular is just really devastating.
Other states have taken a different approach, instead deeming transitioning minors child abuse. Senator Wiener claimed that California was instead going to support transitioning minors. Many parents have taken an opposing stance. They say that many claims about transitioning children are wrong.
The promised euphoria and alleviation of my son's mental health problems have not occurred from the misnamed gender-affirming care, but the irreversible harms of sterility likely have.
Some parents do not believe that denying their children conversion therapy causes a greater chance of suicide.
My child is one of the lucky ones. All of her doctors, therapists, and school counselors said that she would commit suicide if I did not affirm her. I ignored them. See, I had read all the suicide studies, and I knew what they were saying was untrue. Today, my daughter is happy in her unaltered female body.
On the other hand, proponents of this bill are backed by companies such as Planned Parenthood.
A concerned parent pointed out a website that teaches children as young as 13 ways to obtain drugs like hormone blockers. The website acknowledges that some of the ways it's recommended may be illegal. Here's a look.
A website directed towards teens who feel they are transgender describes ways to obtain cross-sex hormones without parental consent. A concerned parent named Kelly Shinkowski in California's Monterey County gave details about the website known as transgendermap.com. She discovered it by clicking on a series of links beginning with the local Salinas High School webpage. The page displays other links including transteenproject.org. Shinkowski told the Epoch Times the material is unbelievably shocking and the public deserves to know what's going on. She objects to what she sees as blatantly advertising potentially life-altering medical products to children. Part of the Transgender Map site tells teens how to get hormones as a transgender minor. The website writes, even if you do not think you can start hormones yet, you should think about taking a hormone blocker to make your puberty stop. This is one of the most important things you can do at your age. One suggested way is to pay a person over the age of 18 to buy the drugs from an online pharmacy. The website acknowledges they need to know this is probably against the law. A small disclaimer at the bottom of the page states this is medical talk, not medical advice, and suggests that users do their research. Many proponents of gender-affirming care claim that not providing care to affirm the children can lead to youth suicide. Opponents argue that gender-affirming care and transgender medicine are part of the problem, not the solution.
A $325 million superyacht belonging to a sanctioned Russian oligarch arrived in the United States on Monday. Authorities seized it in San Diego Bay.
The 348-foot-long Amadia flew an American flag as it sailed past a retired aircraft carrier, USS Midway, and under San Diego's Coronado Bridge. Federal authorities then seized the vessel. In a statement, the Department of Justice said, after a trans-Pacific journey of over 5,000 miles, the Amadia has safely docked in a port within the United States and will remain in the custody of the U.S. government pending its anticipated forfeiture and sale. According to the FBI, the luxury vessel belongs to the Russian oligarch Solomon Kerimov. In March, a task force was created to seize the assets of Russian oligarchs to put pressure on Russia to end the war on Ukraine. Authorities say Kerimov secretly bought the vessel last year through various shell companies. The United States won a legal battle in Fiji to take the Cayman Islands flagged superyacht earlier this month. The Amadia made a stop in Honolulu Harbor en route to the U.S. mainland.
Recent years have seen some of the biggest wildfires in the documented history of the western United States. A new report illustrates how bureaucracy and litigation slow down prescribed burns and treatments of wildfire-prone lands.
A new report from the Property and Environment Research Center, or PERC, found that environmental bureaucracy leads to more severe wildfires. One category of fire management on average takes 7 years to actually start after the project begins. Jonathan Wood, Vice President of Law and Policy at PERC, told the Epoch Times this is a problem that has been getting worse every decade for the past century. The report comes half a year after the Biden administration pledged to treat 50 million additional acres of forest land over the next decade, with a $5 to $6 billion price tag. Wood added, despite the growing consequences and pretty much bipartisan support of solutions that everyone understands, they're not happening at anything like the scale needed to address the problem. The fastest kind of wildfire fuel treatment is mechanical treatment, but the report found that it starts an average of 2.9 years after project initiation. Fire management by prescribed burn can take up to 7 years. Many of these problems come down to litigation by environmental groups. One argument is the destruction of natural habitats. But Wood said wildfires will do more damage to animal habitats than prescribed burns or mechanical clearing.